life with our Halloween favorites. We had to give you a chance to binge a bunch of good stuff. We have some categories. Let's start off with our first pick, which is an alternative category of horror, Halloween, kind of spooky movies. And Pat, what is your kind of alternative pick for horror movies?
Went with Get Out because it
Oh,
is just it's something that you didn't think of really. Yeah, Jordan coming in there showing us what he had, and man, it was definitely a statement with making a loud trumpeting of like, here's a new type of horror here for you. But man, it was really a good thought experiment, an interesting take on a lot of things for those of you who haven't seen it, because it is amazing. It is really well done.
yeah. And I'll talk about Get Out in another category. But for me, it's kind of a classic for me. Is Angel Heart. Man, when I saw that as a kid, it just kind of, it was so many different elements of voodoo and devil worshippers, but it was in New Orleans. So you got this kind of natural kind of spookiness, and it was kind of a film noir because you're trying to figure out what's happening in it, and a lot of symbolism, a lot of different things going on. So for me, Angel Heart is one of the top of the alternative kind of movie genres. Okay, up next, let's look at some of the current movies that have been out in the last 5 years. I'm going to say something that just came out this year. Sinners. Oh my goodness. When this came out, it just kind of blew the top off of vampire movies, and mixing it with a lot of historical references and a lot of discussion about interactions between different minority groups and marginalized groups in the horror milieu. It was just like, wow. But one of the best movies for me of the year, and one of my favorite current horror movies. Pat, what about you?
I really like The Substance. Man,
Oh, yes. I
that was
debated The Substance.
that was
Yes.
all over the place, and the way they did it was
Yes.
really sharp. And I want to tell you, it's definitely body horror. It was kind of in,
Yeah.
the Cronenberg style type of
Yeah.
great performances, and very uncomfortable watching. Bear through the uncomfortable because it is great.
I 100% am with you
Oh
on
yeah.
The Substance. Wow, incredible. Up next, this one is monsters. Like we think of monsters, ghosts, vampires, werewolves, the whole nine. And for me, I don't normally like this genre, but Train to Busan, oh my goodness, this one got me into a lot of Korean horror, and the thought of putting zombies on a train in the enclosed space and them trying to figure out how not to get bitten in that short amount of time was just mwah. And I don't like zombies. And you've been on the show, you know I don't like a zombie, but this incredible, the best. Pat, what do you think? Your favorite?
I'm going back a bit. An American Werewolf in London, which was
Oh,
such a
yeah,
genre defining type of movie
yeah,
as far as the way they shot it. Because at that point in time, it was all Jason, all
yeah.
Freddy, and here we have a kind of a lot more relatable type of someone who's just got an affliction, who doesn't know how to handle it. I mean, and the special effects for that particular genre, that time period when it came out,
Mhm.
American Werewolf in London is still one of the better monster films because it did kind of jump out of that rut that everybody else was in. So American Werewolf in London for me.
Yeah. Okay. Next up is one of my favorites, which is the psychological thriller category. And Pat, what are you thinking about the twisty turny head movies?
I kind of debate on two because one of them kind of leans into another one of your categories. My real choice is Signs because it was
Hmm.
such a quiet walking into bad things. I mean, so well done. And that night Shyamalan, was just coming off of his incredible debut, as The Sixth Sense. We had two Oscar caliber actors who, and the story didn't give you any clue of where it was going, and it was so amazing. That's my choice for
Yeah.
sure.
So for me, it's one that blew my brain out of my skull. The Cell. Oh my goodness. The visuals, and it looks amazing. And even if you go back and watch it right now, it still looks good. And it's still creepy. And it's still scary. And the story, it was just so weird and interesting and scary and all the feels. All right. Next up is the comedy horror genre. And for me, it was Fright Night. Oh, I just love Fright Night. I just thought that was just so amazing and what they did and how funny it was, but also how scary. And I still enjoy it so much. Everything about it was just mwah, today. And I'm not talking about the one from the recent one. That was kind of trash. For me, Fright Night is one of my favorite comedy horrors. Pat, what about you?
It's going to be Scary Movie, the first
Yeah.
one, because when it first came out, you're like, oh yeah, all these things that we've all been making fun of quietly. Yeah, this is all stupid, because I am all about Halloween, but man, the movies for the most part are kind of trash. So, Scary Movie
Yeah.
for sure.
Now, for each of us comes our all-time favorite horror, scary Halloween movie. Pat, what is yours?
I have a tie. Hopefully, I will be brief. Uh, I, of course, always have a soft spot for Rocky Horror Picture Show. And while it
Yeah.
is not technically a horror show, it is amazing. There's nothing
And so
bad to say about it.
sexy.
And
Yeah.
it's hilarious. It is a cultural touchstone, I would dare say. Tim Curry is a treasure that we should have recognized quite a bit more than we did. Second one, Nightmare Before Christmas, because such a great soundtrack. So much about Halloween being just the intro to Christmas. It is such a great movie, and it was really ahead of its time for the actual animation styles that they used. And Tim Burton
Yeah.
has always been definitely a favorite of mine. So for sure, those two. There you go.
Well, since you snuck in too, I'm gonna have a classic and a new one. And the new one, of course, is Get Out. I mean, come on now. It took the Stepford Wives and put a racial twist on it that created a whole new genre focusing in on the horrors of racism as a whole new category. And you've just seen from that just some really interesting different kind of picks like him that recently came out and Mr. Crockett, the blackening, the mill. You wouldn't have had those type of movies without Get Out. The messages and the intentionality of it is just cool. But if I'm looking at a classic, I still love Blackula and Scream Blackula Scream. It's just the ground. I know. But the groundbreaking movie, and it was a book as well, Blackula.
Well, that makes it better.
And there's some very interesting things. They're also talking about race back in the 70s, and talking about some really interesting things, and just love everything about it. I know it's an out there pick, but I love it. All right. And now for our bonus category, it is the worst of the most popular horror movies. And Pat, what's your pick?
I think the worst horror movies are anything that has the number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10 behind it. Because if you can't tell a story in a movie, then you have done something wrong. So anything where you have to keep going, it is just a money grab. Stop mining ground that you've already tilled. I mean, there's just so many other stories to tell that we don't need to keep rehashing things. So anything that's two on, I'm out.
Oh man. So this one, and it's by a director I so admire, but it was trash, which was Nope. Was the biggest letdown. I was like, what the hell is Jordan Peele doing in this? It's like two separate movies, and neither one of them are good. The monster is weird, and then this monkey going around eating. I was like, what the hell is going on in this? And it was like he was taking shrooms, and then he wrote something, and then they were like, okay, we got to kind of figure this out and just slap them together. Was just Nope was a nope for me. That is our Halloween movie picks. Comment below that what are your favorite Halloween scary horror movie picks that we might have overlooked. And we will see you next time. Take care. Bye.